knows about that as well. All right. So, in an effort to make this like a one-stop shop for you, sir, we've consolidated all your matters, and I got an offer for you. And you have a right to take the offer, or you have a right to a trial, or you can speak to Mrs. Bradfield in the breakout room if you want to contest or want some information or anything as it relates to the offer. And that offer would be to plead to the amended count of failure to display for one of the driver's license suspended tickets, plead to the amended count of improper plates, and the failure to display is a misdemeanor, sir. And that misdemeanor, if you pled to that, would abstract to the Secretary of State. However, it would not carry any points on your driver's license. I would fine you $240 for that. The improper plates, sir, the amended count, that's for one of the no insurance tickets, I believe. That would is also a misdemeanor, and I'll fine you $240 for that. But that does not abstract to the Secretary of State, so there would result in no points, obviously. Then there's pleading to the expired plate civil infraction, that's $145. And then to unregistered, untitled civil infraction, and that I would fine you, wait a minute, is that unregistered, untitled misdemeanor? I believe that may be a misdemeanor. It appears that that was written as a misdemeanor. So with that being said, Mr. Goss, that is not a civil infraction. So I don't know what you want to do with that one. On the unregistered, untitled, SP 1176923.
What did I have it as?
You have it as a civil infraction.
Okay. Change it to improper plates.
So that's improper plates as well. So essentially, the city is asking you to plead to three misdemeanors and one civil infraction. Each misdemeanor, I'll fine you $240 for. The civil infraction, I'll fine you $145 for, and the rest of the cases will be dismissed. You have a right to a trial. You have a right to speak with Mr. Bradfield in the breakout room. What would you like to do, sir?
Your Honor, decision.
Go ahead. Let your lawyer speak. Go ahead, Mr. Bradfield.
The chart, I need the case numbers for the FTDs. The failure.
It's SP 1738080. And
Okay.
that would be count one. The two improper plates would be SP 1176920, counts 2 and counts 3. And the expired plate would be SP 121118821. So if I were to total that all to it, I got 865.
Okay.
You want to speak for the breakout room, or you want to speak with your client in the breakout room?
So it's one failure to display, 2 improper plates, and 1 expired plate?
Yes.
Okay. And everything else will be dismissed. Is that include the all 10 matters that's in warrant status is included in this offer?
Yeah, I don't think any of them are in warrant status though. But
Okay.
yes, so with that, the other ones will be dismissed, and they'll take care of everything that he has in this court.
Okay.
Except for he owes some reinstatement on some cases. Yeah, Mr. Love is I'll put my comments to myself.
How did you want to proceed, Mr. Love?
Take care of it.
The question is,
I want
how
to
do
take care of it. Take care of it. Please accept the offer being offered.
All right. You all right with that, Ms. Bradfield?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna ask Mr. Garrison to sit still, and because that's kind of annoying, you walking around, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So, okay, all right, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Love, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, do you understand that the maximum possible penalty for these offenses are 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
You understand by taking this offer, you're gonna give up that trial right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and has anybody offered you anything other than what was stated in the record?
No.
Okay, sir, let's do this. Let's go back and draw your attention to April the 13th, 2021 at around 1:18 p.m. in the city of Detroit in the area of Chandler and Rush. Sir, did you have an occasion on that day to be pulled over by a Detroit police officer?
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
It doesn't matter which one of these he pleads to, does it? All right. And on that day, sir, were you operating a 2004 Chevy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and on that day, was the police officer asked you to produce a valid driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you couldn't do that, could you, Mr. Love?
No, Your Honor.
Because you haven't had a valid driver's license in quite some time, have you, Mr. Love?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have or you haven't?
I haven't.
But you're on the path now to correct that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. That's the most important thing, sir. All right, so I'm gonna find you guilty of the amended count of failure to display a valid driver's license. I'm gonna fine you $240 for that. Sir, on the same date and time, was there something, did that officer ask you to produce valid insurance on that vehicle, on that 2004 Chevy?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you couldn't do that, could you?
No, Your Honor.
And why is that?
The insurance, it had expired. It wasn't up to date.
Very well. I'm going to find you guilty of the amended count of improper plate. I'm going to fine you $240 for that. And then, sir, for the registration and unregistered untitled on that vehicle, did the officer ask you to produce valid registration for that vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you couldn't do that, could you, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Why is that?
It was expired.
Very well, sir. I'm going to find you guilty of the amended count of improper plates. Let's go to, let me draw your attention to the, are you working, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Prosecutor, is that enough blood from Mr. Love?
I mean,
He's pleaded 3 misdemeanors. He's $720.
yeah. How many are we dismissing?
We're dismissing you. I'm not saying that you got 4 for 6. You know, but is that enough blood?
Enough blood. I think he bled pretty good.
I think he's bled pretty good too, and he's got some reinstatement fees that he's gonna have to catch up with.
It is not my position. Dante Goss, Navy Police Dishonorable Court, Dante Goss, P60162 on behalf of the city of Detroit. Your Honor, it is not my position to try to get blood out of anyone.
I know. And
So out of compassion and from what you're saying and what the very respectable Attorney Bradfield, I will dismiss 7 instead of 6, Your Honor.
It just seems like, and I'm sure Ms. Bradfield doesn't object to that, but it just seems like when it rains, it pours. And when I look at Mr. Love's cases, you know, he got pulled over in April, and then he turns around and gets another whammy in June.
I noticed that, Your Honor.
And then, you know, what I don't see is I don't see that he's up here ripping and running up and down the streets and running stop signs and stuff like that. So, Mr. Love, we're gonna, with stipulation of probable cause, Counselor, we're gonna dismiss the other matters. How about that?
We so stipulate, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Now let's get down to the real deal. And that's when can you pay, sir?
December the 1st.
He put a date on it too. Did you tell him that too, Ms. Bradfield?
I didn't tell him that. He did it on his own, Your Honor.
Man, I like it. That's what my father used to tell me when I owed him some money. Put a date on it. He didn't want to hear, I'll get you back and all this. I'm like, Dad, you know, he said, put a date on it. So that's what I tell everybody, put a date on it. I didn't have to tell, your dad must have told, somebody must have told you that too, Mr. Love, didn't they?
Yes, and I want to get it taken care of as soon as possible.
I understand that. I respect that. So hopefully you can get this taken care of.
You're going to call the state for Mr. Garrison.
Is that a state matter for Mr. Garrison? Okay, yes. Call the state. Let's see where we are getting Mr. Garrison involved. Now, we can also set it for a trial date. We don't have to wait on that, but that's going to be up to him.
So just wait right now. Just wait.
I don't know. All right, so with stipulation of probable cause, I got those other matters dismissed, and I will put a date on there, and I'm going to put December 1st. I'm going to put December 1st, 2021. I'm going to set it for review. And sir, if they're not paid by then, I need to see you that morning at 8:25. If they are paid by then, however, then you I will not see you unless you just want to come in and say hi, which I doubt. But other than that, you have a very good, happy, safe holiday season, sir. And again, if you don't have it paid by December 1st, and I'm only talking about the 240s, I just want to let you know that there are going to be other charges of $45. I see 45, 45, 45, and a $25 fee. You're going to have to pay those before you get clearances. But the only thing the court is concerned about today is the matters you've entered into today, and that would be 3 counts, misdemeanor counts with $240 apiece. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. And you have a happy holiday as well.
All right. He's already saying that because he's going to get that paid. He's not going to see me, not in this court, at least.
No, I'm not.
All right, Mr. Love. If it's nothing further, sir, you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. All right, Mr. Garrison.
Yes, sir.
So, I see yours are a little more serious, and yours has the state prosecutor is the one that would hand out the offer for that. We can do this one of 2 ways, sir, or 3 ways. We can allow you to plead straight up to that, and I know your lawyer is saying, heck no, I'm not going to allow my client to plead like that, because you have one of the best defense lawyers on the line in the state of Michigan, and I'm not just saying that. That is the honest to God truth. And so you're lucky today because usually, I think that this Bradfield is kind of like does community service, does this, because she could probably charge thousands and thousands of dollars, but and I'm sure she has no problem getting cases. But she does this, and I'm so happy to see her because I know that the people are going to be well represented But other option would be to set it for a trial date. We can set it for a trial date. We'll have the officers here if they show up. If they don't show up, you'll get your matter dismissed. And we can get some resolution on that date. Or I can call the state in right now. It shouldn't take them long. And they can give you an offer. Now, you can get the offer and still set a trial date. You can just get an idea. What would you like, sir?
Do I have the opportunity to give an explanation, Your Honor?
You're only going to get that explanation.
I will
Yeah.
highly advise against that.
Yeah, you're only going to give that explanation. See, let's see. You've been around. Let's see. How old are you? You're older than me by 12 years. A little less than 12 years. So the beauty of America is our system of justice, you know, and the foundation for that is that you have the right to remain silent, and nobody can use that silence against you. You go to China, however, and if you go to China and you get charged with something, and the police interrogate you, and they ask you what you've done, and you want to exercise your right to remain silent, then they automatically say, you're not talking because you obviously are guilty of something. That's how they proceed. Here in America, they don't, but you want to talk. Do you still want to talk?
Your Honor, I made what I feel was the absolute best decision.
Here. He still wants to talk, Ms. Bradfield.
I don't want to talk, Your Honor.
Let me put you in a breakout room with your lawyer, and that's where you can confess all of your sins, and you'll talk it over. That'll be in confidence with your lawyer, and then you guys can it'll allow you to make an informed decision, all right?
Thank you.
All right. But obviously you feel that you have to get something off your chest, and we're gonna let you do that, all right? But just not with me.
Thank you.
All right. Join that room, sir. Get the state on the line, please. All right.
See y'all in the morning.
We will be here, God willing. Oh, I got the numbers for us. And the cases that we may be getting that are overflow. from
Show
our-
clauses?
Well, even the arraignment on the bench warrants too, is from, especially the arraignment on the bench warrant is from probably.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you please zoom into code 434? Yes.
So we might have other letters now?
No.
Which is.
Okay, so the cases that we got are getting from the other cases. They probably, especially the arraignment on the bench warrants, they're probably coming to us because of the people coming to the window and probably posting the bond, and the people at the window just schedule on the 2 or 3 weeks or whatever after the day that they came and posted the bond. So if they come in on a Wednesday, they're gonna schedule it for Wednesday 3 weeks or 4 weeks later.
Aww.
Okay, so what he's gonna do is he's going to try and talk to each person at the window and let them know that do not schedule unless, do not schedule things coming out, just people coming up on Wednesdays for our court. That'll hopefully alleviate some of the things, but we won't see anything from that until after.
New Year?
No, well, I say December, the 1st of December or something like that. But other thing I'm asking was how we're doing about closing our cases. And again, he says that we're doing very good. So he says that if anybody else asks, they would point to us as a benchmark for
Really?
how we close cases. So
And we only, we dealing with all the cases, that's why, that helps.
we closed 500 cases. The first month I asked him this, we closed 689 cases. That was after the month of June. Ms. Wolf, good afternoon to you. We have.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Very well. We have Mr. David Allen Garrettson. He was in the breakout room with his lawyer, and he has a failure to stop at a ID or property damage accident, hit and run, and a failure to stop with assured clear distance accident on 94 freeway in Mount Elliott. He's confessing his sins to the House Counsel, and he really is passionate about getting something off his chest about these incidents. But all we called you in for today is to give us an offer so we can present that to him and make a decision. If you want, you can stay on the line. He might want to tell everybody what he did, and I tried to advise him not to, and his counselor tried to advise him not to. So that's why I put them in a breakout.
Okay, Judge. Can you give me just the ticket number so I can look that up right now?
Yeah, SX 388-6762. And that would be counts 1 and counts 2.
Thank you, Judge. I'll pull that up right now.
All right, very well.
Judge?
Ms. Wolf?
Yes, I guess what I could do would be to drop count 1, but he would have to plead to count 2. I can't really do anything with that as well, just because there's so many points.
All right, let me see. What is the points on that?
On count 2, there's only, I believe, 2 points, but I can drop the other one, which is more points than that.
Any drivers facing sanctions for count 2?
Let me look real quick, Judge.
I need to print this out, right?
It does abstract to the Secretary of State.
Yeah, that I kind of know because it gives points. Mm-hmm. But
that's
as far as anything else, a suspension or anything like that is really my question.
Let me see.
Stop within a sure clear distance ahead, 2310. So let me go down to 2310. And that would be a civil infraction, and that would be nothing more than just 2 points in the fine. It also will have the abstraction, yes, and then the FAC and FCJ, no. And I used to know exactly what those meant, but I don't now. But I don't think I have to know too much.
Right. It's up to them.
So,
Yeah.
FCJ is like, those are the failure to appear, and here it is. Failure to appear in court is FAC. The form submitted by the court to place the conviction on the driving record, and failure to comply with judgment is the
FHJ.
FCJ.
FCJ. Yeah, we used to do that downstairs with the clearances. We used to get that message.
So essentially, I think what they're saying is, if you don't pay it, then it does not give you a
Clearance.
it does not trigger that you need a clearance. I always want to know why.
I wish they could come up, like Secretary of State should have like a day to come in and explain things to us, to the
Yeah.
courthouse.
They should have. Bring it up. Or they should have, this thing is comprehensive. Did you freeze up, Madam Wolf? Oh, no, you're.
I'm still here, Judge. So yes, the offer for that would just be dismiss count 1 and then have him plead to the 2-point offense.
Okay. All right, if you want to stay, you can. If not, we appreciate you showing up.
Thank you, Judge.
Maybe Ms. Bradfield might want to talk to you for a second.
Okay,
So,
I'll.
wait a minute. And the failure to assure clear distance accident is a civil infraction, right?
Yes, count 2 is a civil infraction.
So then the fine, failure to due care and caution, I guess that would be probably the same. $120, $30. Now, will that offer be open on the day of trial if he chooses to try to get a trial date?
Yes, Judge.
So it's a no-brainer. And I'll make a note of that, just so that if he does, we don't have to call you back in on that day.
Okay.
He's really confessing all of this. always wanted to keep it long.
Mhm.
It's always wanted to keep it long. See that concert?
The concert?
People got trampolines.
No, where?
Houston, Travis Scott.
Oh, no, what state is that?
That's in Houston.
In the Astrodome, where?
Laws, we went to Laws. Did Laws was on the docket today, so let's make sure that we have this stuff taken care of. Laws. She was on the docket today. The one case should be closed out. Yolanda George, she showed up. Laws, Tibia.
I did something to her. I think she got a show for her.
Yes, see, that's what I'm looking at now. So SP 112.
But she's supposed to have done, yeah, I gave her a show called Complete Community Service.
It appears that she has satisfied her requirements. There's no dollar amount
I thought she had a complete community service for that. I don't know.
Is that what she had to do?
I don't know.
Yes, it's
Supplemental
not-
sentencing. Somebody took out the supplemental sentencing, 025, back in July. Review. And then when she came back to us for a review, more time given to complete community service. I need to find it. Where is it? Oh, I think I put it up here.
And then Gaskin, he's a no-show, no pay.
Yeah.
long conversation.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna have about it.
You wanted to say it too.
Mhm.
Even after I tried to tell him, don't talk, just
Right,
might
wow.
walk.
Right.
Don't listen.
You gotta get it out. You probably didn't think he should have been stopped in the first place.
Well, no, what I was surmised, he said he's gonna say that he felt his life was in danger or something
Oh.
of that nature.
Mm.
That's what I was surmised. If I was the vet, that's the
Good bit right there.
narrative. And I guess that's would be a defense too, but why don't we report it?
Yeah. Once you get to a safe place.
Yes. That's just me, I don't know.
But they always would argue the point too. Well, he was so distraught, so he
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
they
thinking
hold that.
straight but it took 2 weeks or whatever. The police had, like my daughter, the police had to go to my sister's house to find her.
Come to your house.
Come to the house, calling up her and trying to catch her. So, I'm gonna read this.
Right.
He's almost fast.
That's nothing, I'm gone.
I said almost fast.
Yeah, well, every time it's something.
There's always one in the bunch.
Always.
He was looking real good. We had it all, had them all checked off. I thought, oh yeah, we're gonna have a good night. It's gonna be great. You want me to start doing that from now on, Your Honor? Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I mean, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Here we go. Let's see. Here's. Okay. Let's make sure Bradfield is back. All right. Did we need to call the case? Or did we already call the case?
I can't remember, Your Honor.
Which case? No,
Um,
you did not.
Garrettson. All right, this is the city of Detroit versus David Allen Garrettson, case number SX3886762, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
Daphne Bradfield on behalf of Mr. Garrison. State your full name for the record, sir.
David Allen Garrettson.
For purposes of arraignment, he stand mute and wait formal readings, Your Honor.
All right, we'll enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We'll set a bond in the amount of $0.
Sorry,
And
I did not catch that due to the Megan.
say that again, Ms. Williams.
I missed what you said. You were setting a bond in the amount.
A $0 bond. So we will. So we have the state prosecutor, Ms. Wolf, on the line. Mr. Garrison, I've given you ample opportunity to speak with counsel in the breakout room. I do have an offer, and I'm told that offer will stay open up until the date of trial. So that gives your attorney a little bit more knowledge of what you have. But the offer is to dismiss count 1, that's a 6-point offense, plead to count 2, a civil infraction, which carries 2 points and a fine of $130. However, if you want to take the matter to trial, then you really can't lose by the offer remaining open. The worst that can happen is that on the trial date, you plead to the same thing. The best that can happen is the officer may not show up, or the officer may not be able to articulate what happened, or the officer may not be able to rise to the standard that it needs to rise to beyond a reasonable doubt. as far as you committing the offense. So with all that being said, you've had an opportunity to speak with counsel. I can give counsel another opportunity to speak with you again. But what would you like to do, sir? What would your client like to do, Ms. Bradfield?
Mr. Garrison, did you want to speak again, or do you want to proceed as we discussed?
I believe I understand what's going on, and I would like to go forward with the advice that you gave me.
All right, well, why don't I say this? Just since I entered that new, the offer into the record, and that was that, why don't we just set this matter for trial?
Yes, Your Honor. I did
All right.
speak to my client about his jury trial rights. He would like to set this matter for a bench trial. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, ma'am.
We got a trial date of February 7th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Sir, another very principal foundation of our legal system is that, again, you have the right to remain silent. It is the burden of Madam Wolf and her office, or someone from her office, to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And that silence, if you choose to remain silent, cannot be used against you. So this is the essence of our system, and that's why it makes it such a very good system, the best in the world. But however, I always like to add that if you have something that you feel will help your defense attorney, which may or may not be Ms. Bradfield on this day, so we get a different house counsel every day for the most part, but which may or may not be Ms. Bradfield on this day, you need to bring that to the Zoom hearing that day and be prepared to have a way to get that information to the attorney, just so that the attorney can review the information and possibly be able to work with that or not. I always like to let the people know that. If there's nothing further, sir, do you have any other questions?
I would just like to confirm the date with you, Your Honor. February 7th at 9:20 a.m. Is that correct?
No, at 9 a.m., February 7th at 2022 at 9 a.m.
Okay.
All right. It's going to be the same way via Zoom. With that said, sir, I will wish you and your family a very safe and happy holiday season. And if you don't have any further questions, I will see you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a nice holiday season as well.
Thank you so much. And Madam Wolf, I thank you for your time and your patience. And everybody is free to leave. And Ms. Bradfield, that seems like that will conclude the day for us. You're free to leave as well.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Right.
All right, Ms. Williams Law, we appreciate you.
No problem, Your Honor. I'll see you guys in the morning, God willing.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a
Creek
wonderful-
don't rise.
No.